It's about to get scandalous. Warning.
Well, just in case you're wondering why we have this guy's in our hand, because of what he just said right now.
It's about to get scandalous.
Aha.
If you were ever, if you ever knew any of us, your name might be called. Warning. If you were beautiful, if you were interesting, if you were about our age and you were female, you might get mentioned. Warning. If we're speaking about crushes, I'd like to think about some lady called Rose. Her name was Rose. This was 97, 97, 98. Now, the story behind Rose was she used to always wear all white. She had fantastic shape. This was in Abuja. This was in the Abattoir area. That's not the scandalous part. Scandalous part was Rose was coming to see her boyfriend. Oh, by the way, forgot. Rose was also significantly way older than I was. I was just about to get into secondary school by the time. Rose was rightly and truly an adult, coming to see her rightly and truly adult boyfriend. But I crushed on her. And that, children, is the story of my first crush.
Okay. Crush, or crushes. I'm going to. I'm going to.
It's plural.
I'm going to be as honest and earnest as earnest or earnestly honest.
Well,
Where, anyways, I had my crush in. I'm not really good with the dates.
oh my
So
god.
yes, but back in secondary school. Um, well, if you guys follow this program, you remember we talked about boarding school experiences. Yes, so that was the guy who went to boarding school, and I went to a mixed school. Now, what that made it happen is so that I had school mothers. Yes, I had school mothers, and well, somehow, it turned out that I had a crush who, I was in GSS two or so, and man,
GSS 2?
I'm not
Okay,
going
no,
to
no,
call her
I don't
name.
have the right to judge yet. Mine was before
I'm
it
not
was.
going. See, before.
That's fine. That's
Anyways,
fine. I apologize.
no problem. I'm going to tell you. I'm like an open, book. Well, it was a good experience having to crush on someone and crush on someone who was way older. And this is because she was really beautiful. And apart from that, she was also really caring, the school mother part. And we didn't know so much. Like me, I was really innocent, though. So back in the day when it was Valentine's time or era or period, you have people send letters to each other, and stuff like that. And then she asked me one day, I'm sure she didn't know. If only she knew how I felt.
What did she ask you? Please be
And then
fast.
she was like, would you be my dog? Mm.
Wait, isn't that incest? That's school mother and school
Look at
son,
this
bro.
dude. Yeah, I was a teenager. She was way older. Maybe I don't think she was in her 20s. We're all teenagers, yeah. But yes, that was the first time I ever crushed on someone. She was a school mother and she was way older. Now she's married, she's beautiful, had this nice curvy legs and all. Ah, my. Anyways, yeah, that's my. Please, another person with the crush story.
Crush stories are, definitely they are stories that you need to keep crushed, you know. But I'll spill, back in the days also, I had my own fair share of crushes.
We had more than your fair share, bro.
Alright, so mine happened to be an elderly lady as well in our estate, and so happened that she was friends with my aunt, so it was too complicated. Yeah, too complicated. So just had to let it be. But then again,
Wait, you and her agreed to let it be?
I had to. But basically,
After analyzing all that,
all the factors and all.
oh,
So we had to pass it on to the child. We happened to be my kid sister's youngest, my younger sister's best friend. Yeah, so there goes my first step.
Now that we're talking about this one, I remember that once upon a time, and this is in Adigo Surulere.
Yeah.
This was, I think this was one of my uncle's girlfriends, who was originally the friend to one of my aunts.
Okay.
Now, she was first the friends to my aunt.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, my uncle saw us like, I like your friend, dude. And they started, I think they must have had said something. I'll go say her name. Her name starts with O. And I know he knows who that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, this lady was beautiful. I should say her name.
Nah, the producer
I'm
says
going to say her name. Her name is O. She was black, beautiful. Even my childish pre-teenage brain then knew that, ah, if me and this lady did close space, Lord of Jesus.
She will beat me.
Cry. That's exactly what I thought.
Okay.
But the thing about crushes, this is moving on from that point, of course, getting into secondary school, into government college, Kepi, which was a boys' school, by the way. I made it so that a new phase of life for me had started, and I was too preoccupied with trying to survive and trying not to die in government college Kefi to even care that some other girl existed. It was a boys' school. It was sausages everywhere, bro. Yeah. However, in 2001, I left the school, as I said on one of our other videos, and went to Fesa Grammar School in Lagos. Ah, man, it was breath of fresh air. I saw a bunch of girls who appeared to, based on what I saw, hated me. But shout out to my friend Anusai Rabo, is a Reverend Father right now. He was a class captain at the time. And by the way, these are girls who had known each other for a long time. Fesak is a big estate, so it's either they knew each other because they lived in the same neighborhood, or they came from the same primary school into that secondary school. I was the new guy who just showed up, new uniform, white and everything. And in one of our other videos, I spoke about having ringworm. The ringworm had gone at this point, and I started to have spotting waves. So even I have to admit, I was fresh to a certain level. My spotting waves were on point. My uniform was the whitest. Man, these girls hated me. It's like, what's in the worry I'm safe? Why did they like say my uniform won't clean pass? Waiting be all this while.
They didn't hate you.
I went to meet him. I'm like, man, these girls really hate me. He said they like me. I'm like, they like me. What would they do to me if they actually really hate me? Of course, I found out later it was true because we're grown up. This is SS now. Grown up to point, I found that there were certain areas to explore that I didn't know existed before, and whether I explored it or I didn't, that I will not say.
We well, I would like to know. I would like to hear. Did you explore?
I did not.
Ah, liar. Okay.
I might have.
I knew it.
I have to say the one crush I had on getting to the school. Oh man, many people knew her as one name, but her name is Ifoma. I'm just going to say it. This Ifoma. I think she's married now. Has like 2 or 3 children. Yeah, I really liked her. She was really cool. She had told her friend to come tell me she liked me. This was much later. Her friend came to meet me. Is like, "Do you know that this girl likes you?" I'm like, I suspected. She says, okay, but I like you too. So I ended up doing stuff with her friend instead of her.
Sharp guy. Anyways,
As you can see,
so,
I am very proud of what I did.
of course, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So, same secondary school command. This is obviously gone past the era of me crushing on my school mother. It was now my level people. We were in SS by the way by this time. It was I think after YF. Now I had a circle of friends, and in that circle there were girls. There was a dark petite one, really beautiful. Another slender, tall, really tall,
Is this disrespect necessary?
beautiful. Cause yeah, they were really beautiful, and all my friends. Now, I had I had feelings for the petite one, and I had gone through this whole. I don't know, maybe it was infatuation and all and all. You know how it is back in the day. You're just trying to understand how you feel, and then when you see a girl of same age range, you know how you want to look at yourself first in the mirror before you step out, and that era. And I was a shy kid, to be honest. I didn't know how to approach a lady, but we were writing letters, so it was easy. You could have just written a letter, maybe hand it over to a friend and stuff, and then it gets to her. Now this is the story. Both of them were my friends, and I was trying to talk to the tall one who was pretty close to me to help me talk to or speak to the lady, the other one, the petite one. Just about the night that I was going to send the letter to her, I had gone to the hostel, I penned down everything, all the words, dear Dito, blah, 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 blah.
Were you even reading?
You know? Yeah, I was. As a matter of fact, I was employed by senior students to write love letters.
Okay, yeah, that answers the question. Were you even reading this one?
And then that evening, when I go to the dining hall, I was with the taller one. Her name is Gloria. I'm just going to leave it at that. And
Gloria who?
yeah, just Gloria. She's married now, so I like to
First
respect
name Just, last
Yeah.
name Gloria.
Just and last name Gloria. And then that evening, it was, I say, I will never forget because all I knew was that it was going to get down that night. I mean, not physically. Look at it.
I have not taken my.
And I was thinking of how I was going to say to this lady, I was going to tell her to help me talk to her friend, by the way. And before you knew it, she held me by the hands and stuff. And before you knew it, she was professing her own feelings she had for me. I'm like, wait, hold on, what's going on here? This is the lady I want to speak to help me talk to her friend, that I like her, unknowing to me that she also had her eyes on me. At that point in time, I was left with just one option. I thought about it. I'm like, okay, I don't even know what my chances are with this other lady. I don't know if she truly, But then here is one professing her love to me. She gave me a letter. By the way, we didn't talk that night. I took the letter to my hostel, and then obviously now I was alone, and then I opened the letter, and it was a love letter.
What did you say, comrade? Your story is looking like my story. I feel like shaking your hand right now, comrade.
Whoa. And then, you know what they say? The rest is history. According to my commandant, I leave the rest to your imagination.
You know, when people want to save, when people have a scandalous story to tell, and they know they messed up seriously, they just sum it up and be like, it's a long story.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
But
No, I also
actually,
think-
the truth is, after that time, everything changed. It was the first ever relationship I got into that nothing happened. It was a distant relationship, obviously. Lagos is a big place. I was in Yabash, was somewhere was really far from where I was. Thank God for GSM, and we kept that going for a while. Yeah, started pursuing university things, traveled out, and that was it. So that was a crush, first love, first experience, and everything. Yeah, that's my story.
How many crushes did you have that turned into actual
Actual
something?
something.
You first. That's a very long time.
Not.
Liar! You know I know your story, don't you?
I hear you,
Bro.
All right, but let's back
You have
up.
to make me snitch slightly.
Ilekiji was like the. It's a similar crush story to yours. Like
Me or him?
I'm
both
already
of you,
sweating.
both of you, because Ilekiji, in this context
By
was
the way,
the girl next
the
door.
girl's name is not Ilekete.
The girl next door. That's
Okay.
leakage. All right. So
The house next door.
yeah, the house next door, but the girl who lived next door.
Next door.
Ọmọ tó wà nínú ilé kejì. That's the girl name.
All right. So long story short, you know, crushing on your neighbor and you know, just being you, isolated, not being able to speak and everything, and you know, she gathers up momentum and walks up to me and says, "Why don't I see you any ladies? You know, you're always around all by yourself and all." And you open up and say, "Because I like you." And it's like, no, 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 don't like me, like my friends. I have plenty of friends. Choose any of my friends. And I like,
I'll tell you, that's
such
a
an
tricky
old,
one.
Old trick.
Yeah,
That's
very tricky
old,
one.
delayed
Very
trick.
tricky one.
Some
You
of
know,
these things.
basically. And I was like, no, you, not you, no one else. And I'm
Sharp
like,
guy.
okay, I'll think about it. And
You
that
have to
was
say,
how
I'll think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Girls
Yeah,
used
it was
to
a
think about
thing.
it
It
back
was
in
a
the
thing
day.
back in
Always
the
think
day.
about it. Always think about it. And it took our time to think about it. And at the end of the day, I heard someone else was getting down with that same person. So I had to shift my, you know, to
Yo.
the next available person. Shout out to Kate.
What's the girl in the other house?
Nah, not the other house, man.
Oh,
But in
there's
the same
another one.
area.
The next person.
No, not the next person.
What?
You know, the same
You are
area.
speaking about neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neighborhood crush.
So this one was the niece of the tenant we had upstairs. I'm going to say her name, but it starts with sh. It starts with a she. It's the first three alphabets literally of her name is SHE.
Hmm.
Who? Shaggy. Shade. No, that's SHA.
It could be Shamsia, but
No, it's not Shamsia. It's also not Sharifa.
Please go on. I like this. I want to hear more about it. I want this.
It's
story.
one of those last three names I just mentioned. Like,
I
No.
already know the name.
she showed. I see her. I'm helping her with the gates and all. No, she's like, oh, I like you. My name is so and so and so. And like, my name is what my name is. And she says, oh, okay. And essentially, it just started from there. I like her a lot. I think, and once again, I say, I think the reason why my spec is ladies that are slim is probably because I started liking ladies like her along the way. So from then on, I just realized I actually like ladies that are slim. I mean, you don't have to be just incredibly straight, but I like slim ladies. So if you're a slim lady, holla at.
Okay. And by the way,
Your
he's
boy.
really single. Like really single.
I didn't know we're spreading rumors, but it's
no.
okay.
Okay. So about neighborhood crush.
Paid him to say
Um,
that.
So neighborhood crush would also be. Why is it? Does it really have to be Lake AG? So yeah, it was my next door neighbor.
Your net spreads very wide. So
I was schooling in command in a Paja boarding school. I come home for the holidays, and so it was really delightful to meet your friends back, in the hood, your neighbors and stuff. So me and this guy, we were pretty close. Every time, when they send you on an errand, you go to your friend's house first to pick him up. Ah, nigga, what's up now? What are you doing?
you said guy.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we'll go out. But an interesting thing happened. His cousin came in from Festa. She was living in Festa. She came to Yaba.
Shout out Festac.
Come on, get out. I'm like, no way. Who is this girl? Aramide.
Wait,
If
you're
you
just
also
popping
know-
out names
Yeah.
left, right, and center. Wow.
And if you also check the meaning of that name. Anyways,
Part of
so-
his body has arrived. That's
Aramide shows up, really pretty, very fine girl.
can we say come?
I was.
He
You
said
didn't hear? I don't know. I don't know where he's driving. Where he's
said
driving
my
out with
body
this
don't come. That's what he
conversation.
I apologize. I'm not speaking down.
So Aramide came around, and I never got to speak to her. I told you guys I was really shy, and this is a fact. So I met my friend. I'm like, dude, how far now? your sister is really cute and everything. It's like, go ahead now, talk to her and all. I still did not. I still was unable to speak to her. And the very day I summoned or gathered up all of the courage I could, was the day she was leaving back to Festac. I'm like, so I had this uncle, he's late now. Shout out to you. He was you see, he played a significant role in my life that shaped me to be a quality man.
Is he
I would
also
say
one of
that.
the reasons why you cannot talk to girls?
Well, he also spoke to me about girls.
Ladies and
Yeah, you
gentlemen.
need to get yourself a man, yes, that can speak to you about all of these things, so you don't get confused or get it from the wrong source. And he told me, when you turn 18, you can have, and he told me, don't worry, sum up the courage, go tell her how you feel, this, that, or you need to see me that day. I ran quickly, and when he told me, Bolarira told me she was leaving, I'm like, okay, I'm coming to escort her, you guys. And now we made the Bolari was so he's like, okay, so he took a step backward. I
Real
went forward.
guy, real guy, right there.
And then I told her, I'm like, this thing I've been wanting to tell you. See, this is exactly how it went. She already knew. She her cousin had given her a hint that, dude, this my friend really likes you and all. So she was just all there smiling, and that was the easiest. She's like, okay,
She
you
didn't say
know,
she'll think about it.
back in the day, you would obviously want to. I would think about. Almost, she didn't say I would think about it, though. She already knew what was coming. And sadly, it was the last day she was spending the holiday at Yaba. She was going back to first time. A few days later, I was also going to go back to school. But it was remarkable because in my mind, God damn it, I couldn't wait for this time to open and close immediately so I can come back and start off where we stopped, and that is it. So yeah, that was my story on my neighbor's crush
You
with
realize that
Aramide.
a significant part of what helped, well, not all of us, but many young guys back was because it was kind of a, I don't want to say tradition, a convention at the time, that until you turned 18 and perhaps got into the university,
Yeah,
you had no business interacting freely like that with females.
very true.
You'd have to have earned the right by getting into the university. Then they tell you you're an adult, you can now live the rest of your life. You still go
True.
about it secretly to some
Secretly.
degree. Yeah. Of course, I knew a bunch of people who I knew a bunch of people who were in my school as well. There's even some ladies who were already like, why you they behave like bitch? It's like, that's because I am. Well, I didn't say that at the time. Nobody admits that, but I said it on my own.
Yeah, it was a great experience. One that I would never forget.
How many crushes turned into actual? Oh, we did. I need some time to think and count. Take,
No,
to
he
collate
doesn't need.
to collate the results.
Well, I already answered my question.
Wait,
Aramide
wait.
did. It turned out
Okay, there was
something.
one. There was one. I really need
Take
some
all the time. Take all the time. I mean,
wasn't more than wasn't more than 5. Wow. And that's the number of relationships I've had all my life. 2. 5.
Okay, so
Allegedly.
well, like like I said, it wasn't really a relationship thing. It was just a crush. So there were crushes, and you know, we had the courage
Did you
to
ever do
tell
it?
some.
Did you ever do anything well with any of with,
Nah, I didn't. It was all in the head. It was all in the
I
head.
feel odd being here then. And we did things like we shook hands, we played cards,
do you guys believe him? Well,
arm wrestling. We have to spice up. We need to just talk about novels and what's your favorite color every time.
All right, I think most of what our friends did, we were pen pals. I would
Oh
say
yeah,
we're
pen
pals.
paling
pals,
was a
yeah.
thing at the time.
We're always writing each other.
Yeah. Speaking of writing, write to us. Let us know your crush experiences. We're going to share more in the comment section as well. Make sure that hopefully your stories turn out to be even more interesting and more spicy than ours. This is Memory Lane. Make sure to follow us on all platforms, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on TikTok. On YouTube, it's Memory Lane React. We should have bottles of Crush on our table right now, if you remember that drink from back in the day. Peace.
Absolutely.